Welcome to episode 1 of Heroes of Hillsfar. This is our bi-weekly consistent campaign for Extra Life. This year, we're raising money and awareness for Dell Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas. And you can check that out. Yeah. At extra-life.org/participant/nerd asylum. The links are below in all of the things, except for, I think, Facebook. You have to click on the donation fundraising channel next to the Facebook thing that's being posted. So if you're on Facebook, you can do it there. If you're on Twitch, there's a panel right below you that will immediately take you to the page, or you can donate directly through the extension. So that's really cool. And then if you're on Mixer, right below the stream is a button to click that'll take you to the Extra Life page. So we try to make it really easy on you. There's also donation incentives that will affect the gameplay. And you can see that list at the Extra Life page. It'll also pop up, hopefully I've put the bot correctly. It'll also pop up with the donations and incentives in chat. If you donate $1, you can gift a character of your choice a potion of healing, which does 2d4 plus 2 hit points. If you donate $2, you can gift a character of your choice advantage on their next roll. If you donate $3, you can gift each party member a potion of healing. So that's a $1 discount because there's 4 players. If you donate $3, all 4 of them get a potion of healing. And if you donate $4, then every party member will have advantage on their next roll. Stick with us throughout the year because, as I said, this is going to be a bi-weekly campaign, and as we progress and as the characters level up, the donations incentives will also level up along with them. So the higher level they get, the more you can affect the game and give them magical items and things like that. So keep an eye on that. With that, I'm going to have each person introduce who they are and who they're playing. We'll start with left to right, top to bottom. So, Dungeon Mom Theta, go ahead.
I don't want to go first. So I am playing Avina Wright, a ash-colored tiefling who is a bard and is also the female twin of the guy next to me, Akros. Other way. I pointed the wrong direction.
That's all right. So, Akros, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I am a tiefling. I am some class you will see. My name is David
There was one
Brink.
time a tiefling so ugly that he died. The end.
Yep. My name is David Brink. I am playing Akros Wright, part of Nerd Asylum, like everybody else here. Yeah. Excited for this new campaign. And twin to Avina. So we'll see how that goes. The sass I'm expecting.
And Church.
I'm Sigma. I'm playing Church, the Warforged Forge Domain Cleric. Hailing from Lantan and created by worshippers of Gond, Church wanders the world in search of rare materials with which to further his craft as a smith.
And I am totally going to butcher this, but it's Harkham?
Harkahome.
Harkahome. Harkahome, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I butchered the name the first time. Hi, I'm Zekrin from the Nerd Asylum, and I was cursed to be here, so please save me. No, okay. No, I'll be playing Oh boy, I don't remember his last name. Harkahome Wiseblade, a Minotaur barbarian that wanders the land with not revealed intentions yet, but a very peaceful person.
All right. And I am Joseph Timmis, the Dungeon Master for this campaign, also with the Nerd Asylum. 2 more minor announcements. It is bad that you're hyped and not even playing. It is not bad that you're hyped. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. We're hosting our 2nd annual Dralacon in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's June 12th, 13th, and 14th of 2020. If you'd like to know more about Dralicon, please check out dralicon.com. And then we do have several other podcasts that we release on various days, and you can find all those at thenerdasylum.com. So without further ado, let's hop into this first episode of Heroes of Hillsfar. So, our characters have already had a session 0 and kind of begun a little bit. Vague and bizarre rumors have been circulating about Hillsfar, and they range everything from undead roaming the countryside to vast treasures being buried in the farms, to dirty and stinky children running around stealing food. Just all kinds of rumors. Each one attracted to Hillsfar for a singular rumor that they had heard that kind of made them want to investigate a little bit. And as they made their way on a caravan up to Hillsfar, they stumbled across a madman who was rambling. The ramblings seemed to hit a chord, though, and almost seemed prophetic rather than just madman rambling. And as they kind of thought through, they seemed more like prophecy than madman ramblings, and they thought about it, and it seemed to correspond with different locations around the Hillsfar area. So they figured, why not investigate? As they revealed a sign along the road, it pointed to a farm that was nearby. So they made their way to the farm, and they got up to the farm and were introduced to a large family. There's probably 13, 14 kids running around this farm. And as they went into the farmhouse, Bay introduced herself as the mother, told them to go ahead and grab some taters from the pot, and she'd boil them up for them. They'd have to catch their own chicken, but that was her invitation for them for dinner. But before they sat down and had dinner, she had some chores for them to do. They could either go find Penroth, one of her estranged adopted sons, or they could go out to the barn and help with some of the husbandry duties that needed to take place. So that is where we're going to pick up with Session 1, is that they've come across this farm, they have been assigned chores that they have to complete before dinner. So go ahead and what you guys like to do?
Don't everybody talk at once.
Harkahome will ask. Will remind me her name, the name of the mother.
It's really easy to remember because she's Bay.
First of this long stream. Here we go.
Like, her name is Bay.
Yeah, her name is Bay. B-A-E.
Oh my god.
Harkahome will lean just a bit inside the house, not getting fully himself indoors. And will say, animals were. Oh, they totally know how I did it last time.
Alright, I like the accent. Oh, animals are in the barn, honey. You know, the big red building over there with the white trim.
Is there treasure in the building?
It depends on your definition of treasure, honey.
Harkahome will step out and begin walking toward the farm.
Church will contemplate this like this is the most profound thing he's ever heard.
Processing, loading.
Processing.
Vina will pat Church on the arm and say, not the treasure that I think you're looking for, but we should still go help.
Help, possibly for treasure.
There is always treasure to be found. Sometimes it's inside you.
See, this one knows. You know, you
Church is gonna search his abdomen.
searching.
Treasure not located.
Error 404. Not found.
Treasure not found.
Treasure not found.
You know,
Server disconnect.
my son Penroth looks an awful lot like you.
Like who?
Like you. My name's Bay, by the way. Did you introduce yourself? I'm not sure we got your name.
No, I didn't.
Okay, well, my son Penroth, he looks an awful lot like you. You two might get along pretty well.
I
Is he
already have
also
enough
a
tiefling in
tiefling?
my life, and I'm just gonna motion toward Avina.
Oh, yes. The horns are the same, but, you know, slightly different color. I don't know if that matters. He seems to be in a rebellious stage. You know, those teenagers. Always.
You know, demonic summonings and causing animal sacrifices. You know, like teenagers do.
Oh, he hasn't got... Ooh, is that what I have to look forward to?
You never know.
Oh, you know, he's a good kid.
It's
Just
not
a bit-
praise, Bob.
Just a bit rebellious. He's got this hair, and he's been combing it down across his eyes, and he runs around screaming all the time. You know, he's
Do you have
adopted.
any Warforged children?
No, we do not.
I am disappointed.
What would Warforged children look like?
Little robots, I'd assume.
But they don't grow, so they're just always tiny? They're always
Yeah,
children?
it's like children vampires, right?
That sounds like the absolute worst thing I've ever heard.
That's terrifying, yeah.
We should leave now before this crazy lady gives us any more weird information we don't want.
All right. So you guys walk out through the exit of the front door of the house, and are you heading towards the barn, or are you heading to find Penroth?
think-
Harkahome is already heading toward the farm. At a lumbering pace, calm.
I think we should catch up with Harkahome.
All right. So as you are walking towards the barn, you see the two little girls that were walking along the path with the buckets in session 0. They're also coming away from the barn, and they have a worried look on their face. And they're kind of rushing from the barn towards the house, and one of them bumps into Akros as they walk by, and they're just kind of walking quickly, and they look very nervous.
They're like, hey, you should apologize for that. What's going on?
The one that bumped into you, Akros, stops and looks up at you. Ah! Ah! And points at her head like, and then notices Avina. Ah! And then runs towards the house, just silent, just books it. And you hear a scream come from the barn.
We should
That sounds
help.
like someone is in distress.
It's been 10 minutes
We should
on
help.
this farm. Okay.
Uh,
Confirm helping may produce treasure.
Maybe treasure.
so as we approach, what do we see?
So, the scene at the farmhouse looks like a typical farmhouse, and as you open the barn doors, a scream erupts, and you see a goat, kind of with its legs bent backwards and upside down. You know how they sit on the ground and their legs just look like they're almost detached, just kind of flopping around. And you see the goat open its mouth, and a very human-like scream comes out from it. And you notice that Jovi, the goat that the woman had asked you to help with at husbandry skills, is currently giving birth.
Dear
And
Lord. Ah,
moments later,
oh boy.
the rest of the goats that are red-furred start popping out, and you see some of them are much bigger than a typical goat would be. And this, you assume, is why this particular goat is screaming in such agony. Goats that she is giving birth to are a bit larger than normal, and they're red-furred. And
I
then,
have a bad feeling about this.
Harka will approach and help the goat.
okay,
I kind of just want to like burn this building down and forget we've ever seen this.
But as Harka is helping, he'll just detach his great axe from the small holding place he has in his back and put it next to him. And then we'll proceed to help.
I need you to roll a medicine check.
Can it be animal handling?
Seems fair enough.
Okay, went from -1 to a +3. That's
Yeah, that seems fair enough. These are goats, they're not humans, humanoids.
Did you just nat one?
No, I got 2. That's a plus. That's a total of 5.
So
Oh,
you sit down next to this goat giving birth, and you start speaking encouraging words to it as it's screaming and yelling. It pushes out 4 goats. They're all red-haired goats. They're slightly larger than a normal goat would be, but there doesn't seem to be anything peculiar until all of a sudden you see a large head protruding, and it plops out onto the ground, and you notice that this particular goat is much larger than the other 4 that came out. This goat is actually 2-headed, and the horns come out and look like 2 pitchforks. There's several branches that kind of branch out from each head, so there's 4 horns that look like they are pitchforks, and it begins to stand up bipedal. And I need
it's
everyone
escalated quickly, guys.
to roll initiative.
This does not seem normal.
Oh dear. Come on. Okay, don't fall from my desk, you silly guys. Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Not bad.
20 not natural.
Nice.
Um,
What is my initiative? A +1. I also got a 20, not natural.
12 for Harka home.
Is there a way on
Five on
D&D
that.
Beyond to add players to the encounter, like for turn order?
Probably not.
I don't know.
D&D Beyond? No, I think you just write it down.
Yeah. You gotta do it the old-fashioned way, Joe.
Yep, that's why.
This is the first time I've ever used the encounter builder for D&D.
No, encounter build is just, I think, just to actually construct how it's gonna be, what monster, things like that. But
Ah,
it's not for tracking. It's just for
all right. Well, I have pen and paper, so I will start with Avina. What did you roll?
A total of 20.
Okay. And Akros?
20 not natural.
Ooh. What is your dexterity modifier, Avina?
+1.
And what's yours, Akros?
+2.
Okay. And
Go first.
I'm gonna
Church.
let my sister go first, actually.
I rolled 17.
Okay. And Harkham. Harkahome.
a total of 12. It's been a pleasure, guys.
Right. So we have a total of 2, 3, 4, 5 goats. One of them being John.
Oh,
All right. So our turn order is going to be Akros, Avina, Church, Harkham, and then the beasts will all go on the same turn. I'm not going to roll multiple initiatives for each of the beasts. I don't like the clunkiness of that. So they rolled a 10, which puts them at the bottom of the turn order, and they'll just all go at the same. I know that's not rules raw, but that's how I like to do it, just because it keeps everything
So
combat flowy. So, that being said, Akros, you're up.
As Akros is unbelievably disgusted, he's going to let his sister go first.
All right.
She go first.
Avina.
He's just like taking a second and be like, what did we just walk into?
yeah, I'm gonna yell, "What the hell is that?" and cast Mind Sliver at the one that went bipedal.
All right. Read me out Mind Sliver, please. That's one of the new Unearthed Arcana psionic spells, right?
Yes. So you drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
If it fails, it takes 1d6 damage. The first time it makes the saving throw, it must roll a d4 and subtract that number from the save.
Interesting. Okay, well, he is going to roll an intelligence save, which with this thing does not have a whole. Intelligence is -4. 7, 11, 10, 7. Yep, 7 is what he rolled. I'm sure your DC spell safety
It is
higher than
13.
7, 13. Okay, so he is going to fail and take his damage.
And that is a whole 2 damage.
All right.
Psychic damage.
So. Alright, so you see it wince as you cast that. You can see one of the heads kind of go limp for a second and then kind of stretch back up.
That's terrifying.
Akros, as you deferred your turn, are now up.
After seeing my sister try to hurt this thing, I panic and cast Fairy Fire for the back of the room to kind of like engulf all the creatures except Harkahome if I can.
You have
If
spell
I have to-
sculpt?
No. If it hits him, then it hits him. But I'm going to cast Fairy Fire on that side of the room.
Okay.
And Fairy Fire does each object in a 20-foot cube within range. I can cast it 60 feet away from me. It is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. My choice. And a creature is.
Oh, dear
in the
God.
area.
Our alerts are not going off. I'm sorry to interrupt you here, but we have some donations.
Oh?
Yeah.
Is there one for just killing this ugliness? Just like, no.
Each party member has a potion of healing. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody gets 4 potions of healing. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Off to a good start.
It's very important that you read off the names of the people who do the donations.
I don't see where I see that.
I
Akros.
see that.
So Akros donated. We most likely will need heal. Please help the kiddos. Avina, I'm using my sister's name to give us more potions. It's Akros. It's Church, the Warforged. I will craft some amazing things, including potions. It's Akros. And Harkham is here. Minotaur powers unite. Actually, it's Akros again. So everybody gets 4 healing potions.
I am utterly confused by just what happened, but okay, I'm gonna take it.
So
I am not expecting this campaign to go well, so I am hedging my bets by donating and helping children.
So you each see in the hay scattered around, there are 4 healing potions for each of you that you find just laying in the hay.
Oh no, here I start barding.
But yes, you each have 4 healing potions now.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I don't know why the alerts are not going off. They should be synced up, but maybe they're not synced up to this. Maybe they're synced up to last year's.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know how to unsync them and sync them back to this one.
But yeah, so everything that's stuck in the fairy fire has to make a DC 13 deck save, or they have advantage. Everyone has advantage attacking those creatures.
What you said? DC 13. The first one was an 11. That's the giant goat. So he's lit up. This one's a 16. That one's a 6. I'm gonna star the ones. So the giant goat is lit up. Goat number 2 is lit up. Goat number 19 passes, right? And then goat number 4 rolled a 12. What was the DC? 13?
13.
Okay, so 3 of the 5.
Harkon was right next to the whole scene, so would he also need to roll dex for...
If he does not have Sculpt Spell, then yes. Right in the blast of it.
That's a dex, right?
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Yeah, you're good.
Great. Also,
Yay.
it's a bright neon green light.
All right, bright neon green. Sorry, I'm a little distracted because I'm trying to figure out how to set up the alert so that when we get donations about them, and I think it has something to do with the participant ID. Alert box. Let's try this. There's a for extra life. Extra life donation. There should be a way to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure where it's at. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on. Yeah, keep an eye out on that, and I'll look at that later. Keep the game going. All right. So after Akros is Church.
Church is going to point at the two-headed goat, and then he's going to go. And then I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the two-headed creature.
Sacred Flame, cast away.
Yep, so it needs to roll a dexterity save, or it's going to take 6 radiant damage.
All right, and that's just the
DC
giant
13.
one, right?
Yes.
That is a 6. Its dexterity modifier is not enough.
So yeah, he takes 6 radiant damage.
Right.
That's my turn.
All right. And that brings us to Harkham, who is standing kneeling mouth agape next to this goat that just gave birth to these demons.
No, not Malgagi, just staring. Going to reach for the great axe, and he's going to make a swing with it toward the big one, the two-headed one.
All right, go ahead.
With advantage.
Yep, that one is lit up.
Oh yeah. 13 at first. Okay, both 13. 13 plus 5, that's 18 to hit.
It hits.
Alright, then that's d12. Do not fall from my desk, you idiot! That's an 11 plus 3, 14 slashing.
You said 14 slashing?
Yes. 14 slashing. 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 14 sl with the great axe.
So yeah, you what part of the body of this thing are you aiming at?
I'm aiming toward the chest.
Okay.
You know, right to get the blade in his side, like around the where probably the ribs are in this thing.
Yeah.
Does it have ribs?
You grip onto your axe and you take it and you swing full force right into the chest of this thing, and you feel that axe penetrate the ribs, crack inside, and you hear it and you feel it just sink right in. And this thing stumbles backwards a little bit, kind of pulling you forward into it. So you lift your leg up and you push it and pull the axe right back out. Blood sprays outwards. And
Still standing.
it is still standing.
All right. I am going to do hammering horns as my bonus action, and as far as you can use a bonus, yeah, and I will just headbutt it with the sturdy part of my head to push him. How much? 10 feet away from me, and it has to pass a strength saving throw of 13.
Of 13? 11, 12, 13, 14. So it just barely passes. So you went to go headbutt it, and it kind of locks horns with your horns and just stands its ground. So you see it kind of stagger a bit, but it doesn't move back 10 feet.
Oh.
And it's going to
Not 20 me. Not 20 me.
it's going to attack as well. And it only has one attack apparently. So this thing is going to ram into you, Arkham. 11, 12, 13. That's a 19 to hit.
Is the ram gonna ram or is the goat gonna ram?
The ram is outside going blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotta make sure about that.
2d4.
The 19 does not hit, but I'm gonna allow it.
I'll allow it. Every time I hear that, I think of that meme with the Celebrity Deathmatch. Does anybody else remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yes.
Oh, that show was... Before MTV went all weird and started doing reality shows for everything, they had Claymation, where they had celebrities in a ring killing each other. If you ever get a chance to watch it, check it out. I'm sure they've got it on YouTube or something, but... So, it does hit, rams right into you, as it has a +5 to hit, and it's going to do 2d4 plus 3 bludgeoning damage. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 bludgeoning damage. As it, boom, rams right into you.
Ow.
And then goat number 1 is going to going to attack Avina.
I think I should be the one saying bye, guys.
No worries, just a regular goat.
Don't underestimate the power of regular goats.
How do I pull up the
I mean,
that card?
Two of the sentence I never imagined to hear you saying.
There we go. Okay. So this one also only has one attack, as it's going to ram into you, Avina. It does not have as much because it's not a giant. So 12. Does a 12 hit you, Avina?
A 12 is my AC.
Okay, so I have adopted your way of doing the armor class stuff, where if it matches your armor class, you take half damage automatically.
Okay.
I like that. Because
I quit doing that, but that's okay.
no, I like that. I've been using that in my home games, and it makes things really nice for. They like it, so
Okay.
I am going to use that.
That idea?
Yeah.
So these only do 1d4 plus 1, so you're going to take 3 plus 1, so 4 bludgeoning damage. Goat 2, which actually has Fairy Fire on it, is going to attack Akros. I just lost my ice cream dice. I can't lose those. So, Akros. 7, 8, 10 to hit. I'm assuming that does not hit.
I don't think so. No, it does not.
Okay. And then Goat 3 is going to attack Church.
Oops.
10, 11 to hit Church.
That does not hit.
That does not hit Church because Church is well aware that these things are coming after it.
Church's
Sidesteps the
armor class is
goat.
20.
Oh, wow.
Can I just have you as a shield?
Beefy boy.
He's
And that leaves
too
Goat
bored.
4, which Goat 4 also has Fairy Fire and is going to attack Avina. Avina, 11, 12, 13, 14 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, D4 plus 1 is... You're going to take 3 bludgeoning damage.
Oh my god, you guys.
That brings us back up to Akros. Akros, it is your turn. These things are bucking and hollering. What are you doing?
How does my sister look?
Ow.
Okay. I look at her. She says, "Ow."
Oh, you're not coming over.
Okay. So the one that attacked me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my dagger out and I'm gonna stab it.
All right. You go ahead and stab Goat 1.
Yeah. Does it have... That's lit up, right?
Goat 1 is not. Goat 2 is lit up.
Okay.
The giant goat, Goat 2, and Goat 4 are lit up.
That's a 19 to hit.
A 19 is going to hit it.
4 plus 2. That is 5 damage.
Yeah. This one is down. How would you like to kill it? Where are you aiming for?
I panic, just stab it right in the forehead. Just straight down.
The dagger sinks in, and it almost you kind of skit off the eyebrow part of the goat right into the eye socket, right behind the eye, right into the brain, and it just twitches and falls over.
Okay. I am going to look over at my sister and be like, "We need to not die, but also we need to never, ever keep goats. They're the worst." And cast healing word on her.
Yes, I needed that.
Healing word. What you will say to your sister? We don't want goats in our
We
life.
hate goats. Goats being the healing word.
In my head, now every time you use healing word, you have to use the word goat because you've like solidified that goat is the healing word.
Sweet. That is 3 plus 3, so you get 6 HP back.
Yes, that is exactly what I needed in my life.
And then I will slowly back away from the madness that this barn is in.
All right. And that brings us to Avina.
I'm going to try to rapier one of the 2 goats that hit me.
Okay. That would be Goat 2, which is fairy fired, and Goat 4, which is also fairy fired. So either one, you have advantage.
So, thank God I have advantage. Yes! That is going to be a total of 16 to hit.
It hits.
Yay! That is a d8. Hold on. To find my d8. Here we go. That is 7 damage plus 1, so 8 damage.
What weapon are you using?
A rapier.
Yeah, so you pull out your rapier and you shove it right into the throat of this goat and you hit the jugular and you swipe it sideways and just rip that thing and it just falls over limp.
The goats have jugulars.
Yeah, jugular's just your throat. Right?
There's the artery that like leads from your heart to your brain is
Oh, that yeah.
I honestly just thought that jugular was like a synonym for the word throat.
No, it's
No.
an artery or a vein,
Jugular.
one of the two. It's a major artery or vein that is in your throat. So if you hit the jugular, you bleed out a lot faster because it's one of the main thorough. It's like the freeway for blood in your throat.
I forgot entirely about.
Learn new things every day.
Yeah. We are an educational charity stream,
And
albeit
then
very
I would
violent.
like
The more you learn.
the more you know. For my bonus action, having seen Harka Home also get hit by the big one, assuming the big one hurts as much as the little ones do, I am also going to use Healing Word
It hurt more.
and tell Harka Home, "You can do it. Don't get hit again."
You're supposed to say goat.
I'm not saying goat, and then goat is the healing word.
I'm not saying goat. Goat actually works. Alright, so you get your healing word, heal points.
And he also gets 6 because I rolled a 3.
Thank goodness.
All
I
right.
heal. How do I heal? How do you? Hold on. 6 you said?
Yeah. So you click the little up
Yeah.
arrow and then you click the
Found it.
word. Okay.
Thanks.
Alright. That brings us to Church. Church, there is the giant goat, which is still standing but currently bleeding pretty good. And then also Goat 3 and Goat 4 are still standing. Goat 3 is the one that has attacked you. Goat 4 is still on Avina, and then the large one is at Harkham. Harkham.
I'm gonna pull out my mace and hit the one that attacked me.
Gotcha. Go for it.
Go
Natural
for
20.
it.
Oh, a natural 20 unfortunately does not. No, I'm just kidding. It does. It actually
Yeah.
hits really well. So.
It's the most powerful goat.
Did you goat for the goat?
So that's gonna be, I rolled 5 plus 2, 7 damage, bludgeoning damage, and then however you're doing crits.
This is a complete and total overkill. So if there's a specific way that you would like to describe the death of this goat, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, I will do so.
I'm just exploding this thing's head, basically, with my mace.
So if you've ever seen Kung Fu Hustle, he takes his mace and he bashes this goat into the ground and then just bashes it again and bashes it again, and its head is like, at this point, 5 feet in the ground. Legs are just kind of sticking up.
Do not hit me, tiny creature.
Solid.
And that brings us to Harkham. Harkham, there is currently the giant goat that is in front of you, and goat number 4, which was on Avina.
Oh. Harkahon will look toward his companions, seeing that they're getting attacked and hurt, and at that point he will rage, unhook himself from this this goat beast and go for the small goat. So they are clear. Is that one lighted up?
Goat number 4 is lit up, yep.
Alright.
So the 2 remaining are both lit up. The major one, the big guy, and goat 4.
That's a 17 to hit, plus something, plus 5, 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so it's a d12. That's math. 10 damage. Wait, do I get something for attacking while raging? No, right?
You get a
You get damage.
bonus to your
Yeah.
damage.
Extra damage.
Then
Like
it's
2.
12 slashing damage.
All right. You swing it around and you decapitate both heads in one fell swoop.
No, I'm going for the one behind me, not the big one.
Oh,
I'm going for
okay.
the one that is
So you
next.
turn around and you're taking out the goat that is attacking Vina. So
Yeah.
you swing straight down and split this goat clean in half, and the blood sprays out, and Avina
Oh.
face. And there is a minotaur with the axe in the ground, just going
Actually, he's not buffing up. You see, his eyes are like he's angry, but he's not doing more noises beyond that.
So he's just
It's... No, I mean he is. He's raging. He's just not buffing and huffing as much.
all right. So that one is down. The only thing left is the giant demon goat, and it is actually going to charge Akros. As it saw you kind of step back, and you're the furthest away. So it is going to charge at you, and it's going to move straight forward a target, and if it hits with a ram attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 5 bludgeoning damage. So...
Does Harkahome get an opportunity of attack?
As it moves away.
Yeah. 13 to hit.
13 is my armor class.
As it's moving away, it's going to be at 20 to hit.
Okay, so you're gonna hit it.
Yeah, I'm doing the opportunity attack.
So roll your damage, and you're gonna take the half damage.
That was not greatest damage. That is a 7 slashing damage.
Okay, so you slash at this thing, and one of the heads gets clean lopped off. And that kind of throws it off balance as it's trying to charge at Akros. So it kind of stumbles, and you kind of get jabbed with one of the horns as it's stumbling down, and it bleeds out. So you're only going to take 3 piercing damage. And that brings us out of combat as that thing bleeds out.
While it's on me, as I don't know that it's dead, Akros is just wildly screaming and stabbing with his dagger.
Harkahome will approach, grab the body from top of Akros, throw it to the ground, and move. Just let the great axe fall into the chest of this thing again.
I too find screaming helps when killing tiny creatures.
Ah.
Did anyone die? I asked from the floor.
Well, you're still
Damn.
upright, sort of. And I'm gonna help Akros up off of Scarlet.
He is not upright. He is on the ground.
He's getting
And
upright.
when I get up,
Processing.
when I get up, I'm gonna take some of my cloak and just like clean her face. just get the blood off. Like, come on,
No,
just
stop,
scrub it.
stop. That's what prestidigitation is for. And then she's gonna cast that on her face to get it clean.
But this
and be
is
like,
more
"Look."
fun.
No, that's disgusting. Now you have blood on your cloak. And she's gonna cast prestidigitation again on his cloak.
Okay.
I feel like Dave should...
I'm thinking about it.
Small ones, you okay?
Yes?
Yeah, I'm tapped though, so don't expect a whole lot.
Harkahome tilts his head.
Yeah, I'm also tapped out of spells for the day.
Well, the ruckus of this battle has drawn a crowd. Everybody that was at the farm has kind of ran to the barn to see what's going on.
Ram to the barn.
Yeah, they rammed to the barn.
Headlong into the
yes, they rammed to the barn, and they are all gathered around just outside of the barn. And you see Bay is standing there, and oh dear, oh my, what have you done?
Tiny
Hey,
creatures attacked us.
Is the one that was screaming that birthed these terrible creatures still alive? Because if it's not, you need to kill it. Right now.
Arkham, it was alive when it was giving birth, and it is still laying on the floor after having given birth, but it is bleeding.
Harkahome will approach pet his head for a moment. Sorry. Lift the great axe and clean cut toward the head.
Okay. You decapitate the goat, and you just hear one little whimper as it and the head flops out, blood soaked around, and Bay covers her eyes. Oh, did you have to kill Jovi?
Have you
Jovi.
seen? Go ahead.
He's gonna say Jovi and then just spread his arms out while Avina's talking. Like, you see?
Aquos. Tapped. Needs help.
What?
You.
No, we just need to rest. That's all.
Yeah.
We used up all the spells we can for today.
Yeah, like
Well,
like you hit things. When I use magic, I can only use so much.
is that? Oh,
I'm tired.
I certainly don't blame you for killing those things. Is that what Jovi gave birth to?
Yes.
Oh dear, this has to be Penruff's doing. Dirty tieflings. Oh, I'm sorry. No offense, but you know,
Excuse me.
well, where you come from, that's what
Oh,
you
snap.
do.
No, it is not.
Are you not from the Abyssal Plane? I don't know. Penrith is always talking about summoning demons and worshipping demons and going home to see his father and. This has to be his doing.
I'm gonna lean over to my sister and very quietly whisper, I really want to light this bar on fire now.
That'd be the second time you've done that.
Yeah.
As a player.
I don't think we should light the whole place on fire. Maybe we should talk to this other tiefling that's around because he obviously needs some guidance.
She is a crazy old racist lady, though. Just saying.
Yeah, but if she's right and that this is something that this kid did, he's got some issues.
All right.
We're Penrod.
You know, I don't know where he's gotten off to. You know, I don't know where he's gotten off to, but I'm sure if you ask these two, they'll be able to tell you where he went. I have some other chores in the house, and now I have to clean up this mess. Not that I blame you. I thank you for helping me rid of the farm of these demons. But obviously, I can't just let them sit here, so... And she starts walking towards the barn to clean up.
Harkon will drag the body of the wants to hit it. Go, just drag it toward the exit. He points at the group, then at the body. Then like does this with his hands, like.
Okay, yes. And they start running towards the body to clean up after your mess.
No. Aquos. Avina. You know.
What? You want us to do what?
Use your words, big guy.
Prestidigitation can only do so much. That thing is actively bleeding all over the floor.
Okay.
Let's find this tiefling.
Akros is so confused.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't.
Mister.
Yes. Do you know where your
Adopted brother is.
He's not supposed to be there. Mama told him not to go across to the far field because of the wild creatures that have trouble with coyote, the feral dogs, all kinds of things that run around over there. You're not supposed to go over there. He told us he told us he was going, but and we should have told Mama, but we were afraid we'd get in trouble for not telling her. And
If you were afraid you were going to get in trouble for not telling, why did you not tell?
because we waited too long, and then we were gonna get in trouble for not telling, and Mama beats us.
She does what?
Maybe she needs to beat the other one harder.
The two spectrum.
We just alternate. That's gonna happen. The whole campaign is just gonna alternate madness.
We're just gonna go back and forth.
Yeah, when we do bad things, she hits us with the spatula. It's wooden and it hurts. He's mean.
Honey, that's a lot different than actually beating you.
He
You do
beats us
something
with the
wrong
spoon,
you
and
get
it's
a
mean.
punishment. Uh-huh. Come on, Akros. Let's go find this other kid.
Careful! And she runs off, pulling her sister with her.
I'm gonna pop one of my healing potions on myself.
Oh yeah, I have healing potion.
Hey, you each have 4 of them. Use them.
I'm not gonna top myself. No, I'm just gonna.
I'm only
Oh.
missing 1 hit point. I'm gonna wait for now. And then
I'm
if I
missing
die,
3.
it's gonna suck.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna tell you, with 4 healing potions, if I kill you, these encounters are not balanced.
We'll see about it.
So,
Always up to the
Actually, no.
next.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna. I thought it was. For some reason, I thought I was lower. Never mind. I'm not going to use one.
okay. You notate that on your inventory sheet that you still have 4 of them. So, this fence kind of comes to a point where there's no fence, so there's like an exit to the official part of the farm, and off on the far side of this fence, there's a trail that kind of cuts through across these tall grass area that leads to a pasture on the far side. This little girl has pointed you off in that direction. So you're going to have to follow this trail for about, it looks like a mile to get to the other side of this tall grass pasture, which is where he's hanging out. It's fairly easy to navigate because it's a trail, yes?
I have to pee.
Oh.
I'll be right back.
That's all right. We can actually take a quick break because it is 10 o'clock. So I will throw up a be right back screen. And welcome to the Nerd Asylum, Randall Hampton. Thank you for joining us. You picked up right where we're going to take a real quick bio break. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes. All right, and welcome back. Thank you for joining us this evening on episode 1. So far this evening, we have visited a farm after stumbling across a sign that led to the farm. A madman has rambled off what sounded like prophecy, and everybody was actually brought to Hillsfar for various rumors that they had heard propagating.
I heard there was treasure.
Church heard there was treasure, stated, and that's why he's here. Stay tuned to find out why everyone else showed up. But yes, we have made it to the farm, and they have just dispatched some recently born demon goats. Demon goats. But they had cleaned up that issue at the farm, and their mother, Bay, had told them that had to have been Penroth. Penroth is a tiefling child, orphan, that she had adopted. On this farm, apparently there are lots of orphans, as any non-humans that were living in Hillsfar were recently evicted from Hillsfar and are now living outside of the walled city. So all the orphans that were in the town were adopted by this Lady Bay at the farm. So now they are heading out on the trail to find Penroth, where we're going to take it up. So yes, this trail kind of leads off, and it's about a mile between here and the edge of the. And as you approach where the grass ends, it opens up, and rounding a thicket of large willows, you see the pasture. The normally bullock setting is marred by a pack of wild dogs surrounding two figures, huddling together in fear. The larger figure is half-elven, wearing leather armor, and clumsily brandishing a sickle, because the scythe is a large one. This is a sickle. It's a farming tool. Brandishing a sickle to keep the yipping, growling dogs at bay. The half-elf has his other arm around a tiefling boy, presumably Penroth. Tears in the half-elf's cloak and blood on his arm show that the wild dogs mean business. The 5 wild dogs notice the approaching adventurers, and I need everyone to initiative.
4.
Oh.
Don't fall for my fucking disc, you silly.
15.
Seriously?
11
12.
for Akros.
Alright.
DM to has like certain numbers. Instead of just throwing.
No, I wrote them down so that I can go. So the dogs are going to go first because they rolled a 17. Followed by Avina with a 15. Then Harkham with a 12. Harkahome. I'll get it eventually. I'm actually writing it down as harem, so be glad I'm not saying it that way. I think it's abbreviated for Harkahome, but it's just harem. Anyway.
You're a Minotaur, Harry.
He is a hairy Minotaur. Followed by Akros with his 11. And then last but definitely not least is Church with his 4. So these 5 dogs, dog 1, dog 2, they don't have names.
Those are their given names.
Yep. 4 and dog 5. Dog 1 is going to charge directly at Arkham, the Minotaur. Arkahome. Alright, so.
You see, Sekran, that's why I keep my character names. Are they very short? Or they can have a shortening and then I just go by that?
So, this is a wild dog. It has pack tactics, which is going to give it advantage on its attack roll, and it is going to run up to you, Harkham, and try to bite you. It's got a +4 to hit, so 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 to hit.
Yep.
Alright, and it is going to do 2d4 piercing damage. 2d4 plus 2. 5, 6, 7 piercing damage as it bites down at just below your knee, just on your shin. It bites down on you.
Oh boy. Okay.
Dog 2 is going to charge right at Avina. 12, 13, 14, 16 to hit Avina.
Yep.
Alright, 16. So 4, 5 piercing damage as it runs up and bites you right on the arm. Dog 3 is going to go right after Akros. 15, 16, 17, 19 to hit. And it's 2d4 2, 6, 7, 8 piercing.
Jeez.
I collapse.
So it goes up and it bites right in the neck as you go down.
You hear a very, very feminine scream as it goes down.
And then dog 4 is going after Church. And that's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to hit, which your 20 is not going to hit. So it's running up after you and goes to bite, and it bites down on the metal and does absolutely nothing.
I'm just gonna shake my leg, trying to shake it off of.
And dog 5 is actually staying there. Bad dog. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead and do that again.
Bad dog.
Dog 5 is going to stay where it's at and is attacking the boy. Alright. So you see it nipping and it gets hit across the nose with the sickle. And that's going to bring us to Avina. Avina, what would you like to do? Clear is downed.
I would like to dump a healing potion down my brother's throat and massage his throat to make him drink it.
Okay.
That's my bonus action. And then as my action, I am going to try to stab at the dog that bit his throat.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Like, pop the healing potion, grab the knife, and just like down both.
I picture her just like swiping at the dog with one arm while she's pouring the potion down your gullet with the other one.
That is an 11 to hit.
Imagine if she just like mix the hands and
Just starts carving into her brother's chest. But no, you're swinging wildly with the dagger, and you're not really paying attention because you're really focused. Rapier. I'm sorry, you're just swinging your rapier wildly, and you're really focused on trying to make sure that your brother downs his healing potion. So you're just kind of swinging wildly, and you may nick a couple hairs, but you don't hit the dog.
Okay. Do I roll the healing potion or does he roll the healing potion?
That's up to you. Who wants to roll it?
Okay.
He's gonna put that on you. Don't roll ones.
I mean,
I rolled a 4 and a 2, so that's 6 plus 2, which is a total of 8 healings.
cool. So I went from 0 to 8
To not 0.
to almost full health.
You know, not 0 is my favorite hit point.
Not 0 is an important hit point to be at. All right.
Go to my equipment and use one of those healing.
That is going to take us to Harka home.
Thank you.
I want you to know that I care.
I know you care.
Okay.
It's just you're distracted. I know. I will, seeing that they are attacking the small, feeble ones, he will rage and turn around to go for the one that attacked Avina.
Okay. That would be dog number 2.
That's 18 to hit.
He hits it.
Okay. And
Find purchase with your weapon.
and it was I think a very good purchase. It was with discount even. 13 plus 2 of the, is it 2 for rage? Yes, 15 slashing.
How would you like to kill this one?
Overhit, cut toward it, make it go back down to the ground, and probably in 2 halves now.
Yeah, you're right in the spine. Just you come down on this thing and you split it in half. And it is down.
All right. That's all I can do. I'm raging. I attacked. End of my turn.
Okay.
in the
Akros, you are no longer downed, but it did bite you in the neck, and your neck, you can feel the pressure of that bite still as the healing potion drains down your neck and gives you that reinvigorated feeling. You can tell that you were bitten in the neck. What would you like to do?
I want to use Produce Flame. And then I just want to slap the dog with Produce Flame.
Bitch slap the dog with flame.
All right, do it.
So I have to make an attack roll. Right? Yeah, I can attack with a flame. So that's a 16 to hit.
Yeah, you connect right across the face of that dog.
That's a 6 fire damage. And I just slap the crap out of this dog with fire.
Okay. So you produce that flame and you smack right across the snout of that dog, and you see the flames like envelop and singe the fur, and it kind of starts to spread how like it does on like steel wool, kind of just spreads across the snout up to its nose, and you hear it whimper as it kind of backs away from you a little bit.
Okay.
You see the blisters start to kind of form on the snout.
I also do
Does it-
stand up.
You are no longer
Does it
prone.
back away far enough for me to hit it?
On your turn, yes.
Oh.
You're all relatively close by each other, so it's not providing opportunity of attack at this.
It's not running away.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it
backing up.
kind of just takes a couple steps, like 2 or 3, like half steps as it is.
Stand by me.
I'm a
And
bard. You gave us the opportunity to be a bard.
I just can't. You know.
we're all bards internally.
You know. The thing is that I have the music in me. You know.
All right. That brings us to Church. Church, there is a dog attacking you. There is a dog that is downed. There is a dog attacking Harkahome. And a dog that Arcos has bitch slapped and singed. As well as the dog that is over there attacking the child.
I'm actually going to go for the one attacking the child.
Okay. That is going to give the dog an opportunity of attack as you leave it.
That's fine.
AC 20, it's fine.
AC 20, I don't care.
Well, he rolled a 16. What's his plus to hit? Is a plus 4, 16. Wait, that is a 20. So you're going to take half the damage because Defender wins and you take half damage on AC Met.
Little fucker.
Budget.
It's plus 4 to hit.
Which doesn't give a fuck.
2d4 plus 2. So 4, 5, 6, 7. So round that down to 6. So you take 3 piercing damage as it bites at your ankle, and it chips one of its teeth, but it does pierce into the metal of your Warforged body. You have a little piece of dog tooth in your ankle, but you are able to make it to the other dog. So go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to point my mace at the dog that's attacking.
Bad dog. Down. Down, boy.
And I'm going to hit him with my mace.
Okay.
That is 16 to hit.
16 hits.
And that's going to be 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So you swing your mace, and you can feel the bone of the rib cage crack and kind of give a little bit as you smack it, and the dog gets startled, and you hear the "Arr!" and it looks up at you and kind of takes 2 side steps away and is starting to kind of limp, and you see it kind of it bares its teeth, and you see a little bit of foam kind of coming down the bottom part of its snout. Do you have any bonus actions or anything else that you would like to do?
Not. Well. No, not.
Okay. That's going to bring us back up to the dogs, which we've got dog number 1 attacking our Minotaur friend Harkahome. That is a 2 plus 4 to hit. 4, 5, 6. Does not hit you, I assume. So he just yips and kind of snaps at you. Dog number 2 is killed. Dog number 3 is attacking Akros still with his singed fur. He gets a little desperate and he snips at you for 15 plus 4, 15, 16, 17, 19 to hit.
It hits.
Alright, and that is a 2d4 plus 2. 5, 6, 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
So he comes up at you and he's desperate. He does not like the fact that you smacked him and singed his snout, and it's got blisters from that 3rd-degree burn. So he bites into your hip.
Y'all hear another. Like,
And then dog number 4 is the one that was at Church, but since Church has run off, it's going to run after Church and try to attack Church again.
Question.
That gives you an opportunity of attack, yes. All of you, because you're all within. So anybody that would like to do their opportunity of attack.
If it fell to the floor, does it count? Or roll it again here?
I'm just going to tell you that if you don't tell me that it fell on the floor, I won't know. So that's up to you.
I will tell every time
17.
it falls to the floor.
15.
Oh, you. It's right on the edge of the desk on a nat 20.
Nice. So all 3 of you are going to hit because it has an armor class of 13. Please roll your damage.
3 damage for me. My dagger.
Are you kidding me? I maxed grade at 15, and because I'm raging, that's a 17. Do I roll again for crit? Right.
Yeah.
Then I got 6.
Okay.
Oh my fucking god! That's 26 slashing damage.
You're so pissed off at this thing. You stab it with your dagger right up under where its heart is at, and you kind of feel as it's running away, you grab purchase with it, and it kind of tears as it's running, kind of spilling its intestine out. And Harkahome says, "No running," and swings his axe upwards across his belly, pushing the guts back in, and then you stab your rapier through, and it kind of pulls out through the belly, and now this thing is just completely cut in half, blood splattering everywhere. And as it was running, the momentum, Church, you get smacked in the back with the top half of a dog, and it just falls down on the ground. You don't take any bludgeoning damage, but that's you get.
That's nasty.
That's nasty.
And it's not going to be able to take its attack because it's dead. So that brings us back around to Avina.
So there's still one dog next to me, or 2?
Dog number 5 is up there, so it's just the one now.
Okay, I'm gonna mind sliver.
1,
This dog.
2, 3, 4, 5.
So, however intelligent it seems, we're gonna find out.
Does the
Does it
dog
look
seem
charismatic?
charismatic?
It has a -4 to its intelligence, so that's an 8 minus 4 is a 4. I'm gonna say that passes, right?
Yeah, absolutely, all day long. No. And I got a 5 for that damage.
Oh yeah, that kills it. How would you like it to die with the mind slip? Describe this as an unearthed.
Bad dog. Like she looks at it and yells "bad dog," and you see this small wave of energy come from her, and just like drive its head down into the floor, and it just whimpers and then stops moving.
Yeah. And that brings us back around to Harkahome. There is actually just the dog that's up by the child, who is.
This is just the only one, right?
It just barely, and then there's
Athena and
the
Akros
dog.
are-
The dog that's after Akros is still there. Dog 3.
Okay.
He doesn't look well.
Oh, he won't look any better soon, hopefully. Axe toward that one.
Towards which one? The one in front of Akros?
The one that is was attacking Akros.
Okay.
16 plus 5, 21.
That hits.
Okay, that is. Is that an 8? 8 plus 3, 11? Yeah, plus 2, 13.
Yeah. Yeah, you cut this thing in half. Cut it down. Blood sprays up everywhere.
Cleave the head in half without touching it from the bar. You know, like.
Right down the center of the skull. Just goes limp. And that brings us to Akros. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Will be, I will run toward church and the kid. And if I can, I do not know like how much space there is, but I would like interpose myself between the kid and the dog.
Okay. Well, Church is kind of approached, and he's standing right behind the dog. So you're trying to kind of go in between them. The dog is like right there nipping at the two figures. So you could probably stand on the side of Church, either side, but interposing yourself in between the two, there's not a whole lot.
Okay, no, then I'm gonna just stay in melee range to the dog next to Church.
Okay. That brings us to Akros.
I'm gonna go wide to get a good angle on the dog, and then produce flame and whoof.
Shoot that flame right at it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
That is a gentleman's 21.
Yeah, that flame hits.
And that is 7 fire damage.
The dog bursts into flames as the flame travels across and just envelops this thing, and the smell of burnt flesh and hair just kind of permeates in the air and lingers. I don't know if Church can smell. I think Warforged still have like senses. They're just not in the same way that you still have sensors that you can appreciate what something smells like. So being
That smells bad.
right in front, it's most strong with you. I'm not going to have you roll Constitution. This isn't your first battle, I'm sure.
This isn't your first dead dog.
But that does bring us...
And it won't be the last.
That does bring us out of combat. So yeah, you are presented with 2 cowering individuals and a bunch of dead dogs in a field.
I'm gonna go right over to my sister and be like, alright, do you want to go super crazy? Or do you want to be super calm? How should we handle this kid?
I don't know.
As they're asking that, Harkahome will approach the kids and say,
I'm gonna drink a healing potion real quick, y'all. I'm just gonna say that.
Downing that pretty quick.
I'm gonna hand you one of mine when you start reaching for yours. So like, just take this one. Or even
small ones, you okay?
The child looks absolutely terrified, Penroth. Or you assume is Penroth, which I've just confirmed, but you know.
He looks like a tiefling, right?
The meta-knowledge!
Yes, the tiefling.
Okay, yeah.
The tiefling looks absolutely terrified. But the half-elf stands up and introduces his... He reaches his hand out to the closest individual. My name is Barrelt.
Church will shake his hand vigorously.
Oh, okay, Mister. Yes, I am Barrelt. I am an Emerald Enclave initiate, studying to be a druid. Thank you for saving.
Church is still shaking his hand.
Church, you don't need to do it that long.
How long is appropriate?
I'd say this is good. Yeah, 2 seconds. That's would have been much better. We can.
Processing.
He's still holding on to his hand.
We're not shaking. Please don't squeeze.
Just let go.
Church, let's go.
Is he always like this?
I really don't know.
Gum shrugs.
We met him like yesterday.
Oh,
Today.
it was
Today?
today.
Yeah, today. He's just gonna like.
It's been a long day, apparently.
Today,
Um,
yeah, it's.
Have a look at the two tieflings. Small ones. You. Okay.
Yeah, I forgot that I have wings, so that's a thing.
Did you forget to fly
Again.
again? Dang it!
You fly.
She's gonna.
It's supposed to keep her from getting hit. And he's gonna look at her like,
I also forgot she has wings.
Oh.
he's gonna do like the finger thing, like shame on you.
He
Hey-
will
hey,
grab
Joe.
healing potion.
Yes.
You moved your PDF over all of our.
Oh, I did. Damn it! I was trying to do that so I didn't have to look over the side. But yeah, there you go. That's what's coming.
I couldn't tell what it was because it was like boxed and cut apart.
Good.
Alcohol will offer a healing potion to the two tieflings.
I'm gonna walk up while he's doing that and then just keep the kid from taking.
Casting modifier.
1d4, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to the.
There it is.
I'm gonna lean toward Avina and be like, just follow my lead on this, all right? If it doesn't
Okay.
work, it's not a big deal. Just follow my lead.
Okay.
He's leaning over and he's just kind of shaking and looks up at you.
Hey, pal. His dad, mother on the other side, you know?
Yes.
true?
Did she also have words for you as well?
Yeah, she's only a little bit racist. By only like a little bit, you know. But
A lot of it.
Having grown up in Hillsfar, you can't hold it too much against him. He is trying to change her.
I can hold anything against anybody that I want to, okay?
Fair enough.
You're a kid. You don't get to tell me what to do.
I'm not a child. This is a child.
Whatever.
I am in my 30s, thank you very much. I don't know how old tieflings grow, but, for a human, 30 years? I am an adult. I'm an Enclave recruit initiate.
Get some
Assessing
plant
threat.
I'm sorry, what?
You got some plant magic?
I'm trying to be a druid, yes. Look, I can do
Look at
this.
guy.
And he
Thinks he's a bard,
casts,
trying to do druid stuff.
what's the one with the growing plants?
Druidcraft.
Druidcraft. He holds out his hand and there's a seed in the palm and he just kind of sprouts. It doesn't grow, like it doesn't become a plant. It just kind of, the bean opens up and a little thing pops out and then it just stops. He's like,
No, it doesn't make all plants in 100 meter radius.
No. No, it does not tie the caravan wheels to the ground with grass. If you'd like to know what we're referencing, check out our podcast, Hoarding Around.
That bar is not yet out, but spoiler. Still good.
Yes, our multiverse is faceted, and we break the fourth wall all the time, so.
Oh, yeah.
This Akros just puts his hand up like, look, even musicians can do better plant magics than you can, okay? Just take a step back. What are you doing, kid?
And he looks up away from Barrelt and looks over at you and, well, what do you mean? I'm not doing anything.
Did you summon the demons?
No. Why would I summon demons?
You said, do you want to see your dad or something?
I don't even know who he is. I'm an orphan. I was taken in at the farm. May's always trying to tell me what to do. I don't like cleaning up her farm and taking care of the damn cows and baling hay and... God, do you know how many eggs chickens lay? I'm tired of those fucking eggs.
I would like to very carefully watch his face to see if he is lying.
Roll an insight check. This is the proper way to do insight. Thank you for describing what you're looking for.
18.
18. So he does look rather disgusted as he's talking. More teenagery. Like, this conversation that he's having, he's genuinely just disgusted with the farm. It's a look of disgust while he's talking.
Okay.
Have you ever left this place before?
Left? What do you mean left this place? I hang out in the pasture all the time. That's how I met Barreled.
How old are
Hillsfar.
you, kid?
16.
Plenty old enough. He could leave if he wanted.
Assessing threat.
Harkahome will nudge with his shoulder at church.
What?
Kid, no threat.
I'm gonna pull the kid up, like, kind of close to me.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna give him 3 gold.
Oh, what is this for? He like,
If you're unhappy, get out of here. You're an orphan, you're here. Get out of here. You don't need to be here.
with 3 gold?
Should afford you ration and food enough to get a job and leave somewhere else.
And go where? And do what?
And
Oh,
anywhere, the world is
Barreled! Barreled! Let me join the Emerald Enclave. Barrel kind of looks at him like... and looks over at you, Akros, with a look of, God damn it.
Yeah, join the Emerald Enclave. Become a druid initiate like this guy. Maybe by the time you're 30, you can start making a plant grow. But at least you won't be here.
Akros, that was mean.
He gives you the stink eye, Akros. Doesn't say anything,
Akros,
just
you feel a big hand nudging you and just placing it on your shoulder.
Just you're unhappy. You're not helping here. You're not doing anything. You're not being a useful member of society. Take the gold. Do something with your life that makes you happy. It'll get you somewhere that's not here. This guy will go with you, probably.
please stop telling this kid that I am going to take care of him. He's gonna put his hand on
You're old enough to be a parent.
Penroth. He's just, go talk with your mother. If you're not happy, the Emerald Enclave will take you on, but talk it over with your mother first.
Yeah, you're like 30. You're old enough to be a dad, right? You could be his dad.
He's just kind of smacking his lips and staring at you. Looks at the rest of the group.
Akros, you're not helping.
I'm not trying to help. He's just gonna stick his stuff out. This guy's just being annoying to him.
You could go look for treasure.
Ah, speaking of which, here. He's going to pull out a coin purse and he's going to hand each of you a gold piece. Harold, not Penroth. Thank you for assisting me. I'm not quite sure I would have made that, made it out of that fight. As you could tell, these particular wild dogs were a bit stronger than wild dogs.
Harkholm will not accept the gold.
Avina will accept the gold for Harkahome.
Please make sure he gets it.
And then Harkholm will place his other hand in Avina's shoulder, and like press on both Akros and Avina. Not in a, it's a very gentle squeeze, surprisingly for his size and his strength. Akros, Avina, he, clan, you.
No, not
No.
all tieflings are related.
No. New. 3. You. New clan.
Oh, no. Honey, no. I'm not mother material, and Akros definitely isn't father material. No.
I smile super wide.
Penrith looks at both Akros and Avina, and his face kind of contorts a little bit, and it looks like he's having trouble hiding a smile. Look, I appreciate the thought. Wow, you're really, what's the right word? You're a rather large individual, aren't you? I appreciate the thought and the sentiment, but I'm 16 and I don't need anybody telling
You dogs eaten you.
Yes, I
Not strong.
got in over my head, but that could happen to anyone.
You
Probably couldn't happen to him. Or him, and he's gonna point at Church like that would never happen to him.
Processing.
It was a compliment, Church.
Harkon will move toward the boy, press his finger in his chest again, not like pushing, not just gently. Be strong, then leave. You outside, dead.
Yeah, probably.
No, that would not happen to me.
Fine. That was a bit late. Did it take you that long to process everything? You guys are giving me a headache. I'm done.
Processing.
And he's gonna start taking off towards the farm. Penroth.
Ba-da-da-da-da.
Church is going to point at him as he's leaving.
Where is he going?
Home, I
Farm.
hope.
He is
I
heading
was
down
not
the
done
trail.
processing.
Hmm.
So what else have you seen that's demony?
Well, personally, I haven't seen anything. I was sent here to investigate. Stumbled across Penroth. But there
Yeah.
have been rumors of...
Broke goat, 5 red goats, and gave birth to 5 red goats, but also a standing goat with 2 heads.
Oh, that's troubling indeed.
Just a little bit.
And they had pitchforks for horns.
It was not normal.
Yes, well, the Emerald Enclave will definitely want to hear about this. And if any of you ever decide you want to join the Emerald Enclave, I will certainly put a good word in for you. Certainly saved my skin.
I thought the Emerald Enclave was nothing but druids and rangers.
Who? Emerald Enclave.
We're a group of individuals who seek balance in nature.
In our twin language, I'm gonna look over at Avina and be like, "Look at this schmuck, being all fancy and stuff."
It's called being proper.
Are you sure? We're just
Yes.
talking in a different language. All right, I guess.
We're talking in Druidic.
He's just watching the conversation and doesn't say anything. Well, if there's nothing else for me here, I must report this to the Emerald Enclave. Will I see you? Well, I probably won't see you or will I? Shame what they've done. Be a nice town.
Well, if you do actually hear anything useful, let us know. I mean, we're gonna be in the area
Don't you
probably
need
for
like
some time.
don't you need like proof of what you're saying? Like, don't you want to see the bodies of the goats that we killed?
Are
Or
you
are you just gonna
lying?
take our word? No, I just assume most people don't trust tiefling.
Haven't given me any reason not to, till now.
I just assume everybody's racist until they prove me otherwise.
And
Awfully.
she would never lie to you. Hey, she would never lie to you. Me,
Akros would.
You know, the more I stand here and talk to you, the less I am trusting you. So perhaps I should leave now. Until we meet again. And he's gonna reach out his hand to shake each of you.
Yeah, Avina will shake his hand.
I shake his hand.
Thank you, again, for saving me.
Church shakes his hand exactly 2 seconds.
Oh, much better. Much better, thank you.
Oh. Shake hand, like grasp him by the arm and shake. Just one firm shake, and then
He's gonna turn around and he's gonna kind of meander slowly off towards the forests, the thickets in the back after the
He's
pasture.
walking away, Harkon is just waving his hand.
Okay. Yeah, his back is turned to you, just waving to his back as he walks into the forest. And you guys are left standing there by yourselves in the pasture about a mile away from the farm. What would you like to do now?
How late is it?
Oh, you're probably about 3 in the afternoon at this point. The sun is just south or just west of where, noon would be.
So, do we want to take up the racist lady on dinner or find something else?
I mean, I'll swallow some of my pride for some potatoes. I mean,
I do not eat.
we can split his share.
We could. You don't think she'd try to serve up those goats, do you?
I don't know if I want to go back there now. It's like a deadpan look on his face, like, oh no, I didn't think of this.
I don't know why I thought of it. What do you think, Harka home?
You hungry? How
Church
far
is
are
gonna
we
look at her,
from-
look down the pathway towards the farm, and start heading back to the farm.
Alright, so Church takes off down the path towards the farm.
He's not going especially fast. He's just walking.
It hands my pockets and I follow.
Follow right behind them.
Okay. It's only about a mile that you travel through that trail to get to the entrance of the farm, and everything that you left behind has been cleaned up. And you can hear the sounds of cooking in the kitchen. The children are kind of playing around on the farm.
Does it smell as if they were cooking demonic goat meat?
You get the smell of meat cooking, but you can't really tell the difference between regular meat cooking on the stove and demonic meat. But you can see the chimney is emitting white smoke. It's clear, so it's not like black smoke or anything.
At least we can agree it's not cannibalism.
That's very true.
When we do get inside, I do want to like go to her and be like, "What you cooking?
Yeah.
Something good?"
As you get up into the kitchen, she's got the one baby strapped, and she's got the other baby, and she's one hand knifing some carrots and slides them across the cutting board into this big pot that she has, and you can see white stringy meat along with some vegetables and roots in this pot of stew. And she takes the knife and she points over there, and there's a couple chickens hanging upside down on this rack above the thing. We're having it's kind of a hodgepodge of turkey and chicken. She puts another carrot down, and she's got the baby. Slides it over, grabs a carrot.
Do you wanna hand me
Approach
the baby?
and
That way you can actually do that with two hands.
Harkon will not even ask, just approach, gently take the baby, rest it in his arm. Probably is like just not even half of his arm, and just look for another kid that she's carrying or needing carrying, and just take it. And he's gonna, once he has one,
I'm
two
gonna
out-
take all your kids.
He's
Like-
just a giant teddy bear minotaur.
he will take
Like
them
15.
and just sit in a corner, not even a chair, just a corner that seems that he doesn't need to hunch as much. Just sit there, plump, and just stay there, gently rocking back and forth.
Okay. Yeah, she serves up dinner. She clears out the children in the main room, sends them all to share one room in the back, and kind of clears out the main room with some of the furniture and offers quilts and several other things to make yourselves comfortable after dinner. And you're more than welcome to stay the night here.
Thank you.
Mm.
And that's where we're going to end. Oh, go ahead.
After we eat, but before we go to sleep, I want a sleight of hand put a gold in her like pocket or bag or something.
Okay, go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
I don't want to be seen by her. That's a 9.
You're not seen, but she does as she's walking away, and you slip that gold into her little pouch on her apron. She kind of stops and then keeps walking.
It's so great that you just roll a nat one, and instead of gently pressing it, just chucking it at her.
And
Take your damn money.
this is where we're going to end episode 1 of Heroes of Hillsfar. So join us not next week, but the following Sunday at 9 p.m., which is going to be the 26th of January at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for episode 2. We'll be doing this bi-weekly for the remainder of this year, raising funds for Dell Children's Hospital in Austin, Texas. Thank you so much to all the donators. David? I'm sorry, Akros. It was Akros. Thank you, Dragon Changer, for hanging out with us. Thank you, Randall Hampton, for that follow on Twitch. And we'll see you all. Check out Dralicon.com and check out thenerdasylum.com, and I will let everybody else say goodbye if they have anything that they would like to say. Avina.
No, you pretty much did it. I'm Dungeon Mom Theta. Thanks for joining us.
Akros.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a great night from Austin.
Church.
Goodbye.
And Harka home.
In the asylum, the nerd asylum, the nerds sleep tonight.
Oh my god.
In the asylum, the
Cut
nerd
it off.
asylum.
And on that note,
Good night.
have a fantastic night, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.